I don't even know what. I'm not even gonna try hiding the elephant in the room. I did not upload yesterday. I've been very consistent with certain things. I feel like I really just collected the data for trading. And from there, I think I just feel like I kind of deviated from not deviated from trading, but just deviated from I don't know. The thing is, we finished on Friday, and the weekends I usually just deviate from trading because, markets close, and I try to go out on the weekend. And the truth is, yeah, when you compare the idea of locked in completely to what I am locked in, I would say maybe I'm 60 to 70%. We need to push that to 100%. But it's also I think the thing that stops me is I have so much heart and empathy for the people I love. Like, for example, my girlfriend, right? The reason sometimes I don't finish these recordings and they completely go to shit is because I'll get a call from my girlfriend. Obviously, I want to give her all the 100% time that I want to. And ideally, I think I need to realize that I do need to sacrifice that, which is risky, right? But if she loves me, she loves me. But to me, it's also if I really want this bad, I need to have a decision between sacrificing time or just, having to balance things out or losing balance, right? The worst fear obviously is going to be losing balance, and if you're keeping things in balance, then you are just a step closer to losing balance. But if you keep, going 110%, you don't have to worry about being a step away from losing balance. But I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I made a recording in the morning and I lost it. Don't worry because I didn't backtest, but I did go to a cafe and I did backtest for 2 or 3 hours. So we already have a few notes that I wrote down. Let me just go ahead and do this because I feel like I also have been deviating from the God a lot. So I want to make sure I'm able to stay accountable through these certain things that I'm recording. But let's talk about, I didn't write any proverbs. I've not been reading my Bible. But I did give you guys Proverbs 14:23, which is one of my favorite Bible quotes. I already know it by head. It's, manifestation without work is nothing. Where is it? 14, 14. Right here. 14:24, or was it? I thought it was. Oh, right, no, sorry. 14:20. Yeah, 14:23. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk only leads to poverty. Manifestation and work. Manifestation without harvesting is nothing. No wish for it, work for it, set affirmations, but conquer nations through work. Love this one. So yeah, just make sure before you say, for example, I was talking about it on the on the recording in the morning. I had an idea of creating this brand, but I didn't fully stick through it because I never really put in the work. But I told myself I was going to have it by December. I was going to have it by December. Truth is, if I did end up working on it, I probably would have had it by December. If not by December, later on. Okay, because eventually, when you really just stay consistent with something, it's going to eventually be something you should expect, right? It's not like, for example, all the water I pour into this bowl is going to disappear. No, eventually it's going to fill up and it's going to overflow. Okay. Imagine that. Imagine you have this bowl, okay? For example, let's put this in trading. Imagine you have this bowl, and let's say every day that you show up for market and back tests, okay? You don't know how long it's going to take, but let's say every day that you show up and back test and just trade and just put yourself through error and failure and all these other things is one droplet of water, okay? You don't know how long it's going to take, but you know the size of this bowl. You know the expensity of the size of this bowl, okay? Regularly, it's 2, at most 3 years pushing it, okay? But you show up every single day. Eventually, that bowl is going to be overfilled, okay? It's going to be overfilled, and guess what? It's finally going to start, you're going to end up needing another bowl. And that's level 2. Level 2, hypothetically, let's say you know, that's getting a payout, right? Right now, I'm in level 1. I have this bowl. I don't know how long it's going to take, right? But I do know eventually, right? As long as I keep showing up, it's going to overfill one day. And guess what? Once that happens, I prove to myself that it was possible. I'm going to feel even more motivated. And I might even have, you never know, I'm just going to feel more motivated that I was able to do something that I thought at one point I was unable to. That's motivating in my opinion. But, yeah, just showing up every, there's a quote I actually have on my phone. There's my phone out. There's a quote I actually have on my phone. I love it. I'll just read it to you guys. It goes like this: as long as the dice is still rolling, you will get your 6. For now, we clap and show others. We show. Oh wait, we clap for others and show love. Meaning, Although we're not getting what we want right now, as long as we are still in this game and we don't give up, we eventually will. As long as we show up consistently. And as of right now, we just see other people's success and feel motivated. Okay, eventually we will be in those people's shoes. Okay, let's go and get this started with a prayer. Let me just go and talk about what I did while you guys weren't watching, because I did write down a few notes. Father, in the name of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord Father, I want to ask for your forgiveness, Father, for I know I have been very absent from your presence, Lord Father. I want to thank you for always being there for me, Lord Father. I want to ask for your forgiveness for sinning lustfully, arrogantly, greedily, whatever it could be, Lord Father. I'm sure you know what my sins are, Father, so sometimes I don't feel deserving of these forgiveness, these requests for forgiveness, Lord Father. But of course, if I'm ever offered, I would gladly be forgiven, Father. But truthfully, I don't feel like I deserve this forgiveness. I will continue to repent, Father, as I know it's something I feel guilt of. Fortunately, I'm someone that's so arrogant and so selfish that I feel it afterwards before I actually feel it before. But I know in God's name, I know, Father, that you're listening to me and you're listening to me in the view, Lord Father. Father, please bring us back to the core center of what we must do, Lord Father. Bring us to the 110%, Father. Make sure that this backtesting session, this data collection, this data review that we do, Lord Father, let it be fruitful, Lord Father. And we just want to thank you, Father, Lord, for always just being there for us and keeping our circle safe, Father, Lord, and just keeping us ambitious, because we know a lot of people's spark has died out today, Lord, Father. Their spark to continue. Their spark to just drop everything that they have on the table and just go full on throttle with what they have. So, Father, thank you for always being there for us. Thank you for giving us strength and courage, and allow us to succeed soon, Father. As that day of success will come soon, Lord Father, as we know that we're going to work towards to the point that we know we're ready, Lord Father. So thank you for always being there. Thank you for keeping this viewer and your circle safe, as well as my circle safe, Father, Lord. Thank you. That being said, thank you for, thank you for being there for us, Lord Father. Thank you for the hands to continue praying. Father, in the name of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. What is this, bro? I just got a notification to pray and I do not like it. Guys, I don't know if I want to text this girl or not. She has not texted me at all. If anything, I'm just going to be like, I was back testing. So, whatever. Let's listen to something good. Whatever. Let's get straight into this, dude. I have a lot of things to tell you. I have, so far right now, I can't say it's a consistent pattern because I've only seen it like 4 or 5 times. I mean, that's enough consistency. Okay, one thing I've noticed, okay? As of right now, I'm pretty sure just by looking at this, you could kind of see something, okay? So far, as of right now, most of the losses have come from these double bullish price action patterns. Okay? We've had one that was not a price action pattern. I'm also looking at volatility. Okay, so I asked my AI, I was like, what's the reason, right? I screenshot, I was like, what's the reason? And I actually made a good point. When we sweep liquidity, when we sweep an area that is, very likely that price is going to reverse, how does volume react, right? Do we consume that area of liquidity? Do we consume that liquidity? Do we have a breakdown of volume? Like, let's say we are bullish and then price takes out a area of liquidity, let's say a high time frame area, right? Does price continue pushing really high with bullish volume, or do we break out and like reverse with bearish volume? Really depends on what price does. I mean, ideally, really this strategy is just really off order flow. But I want to also talk about what I've been noticing a lot. Okay, so I've screenshotted all my losses, right? Let's go and review this one real quick. Okay, right here, right? We're pretty much out of structure. Okay, we're pretty much very, very long here. Okay, a lot of bullish order flow. Again, these are 1 minutes, by the way. Again, pretty much bullish for value gaps, all these other shenanigans. I wrote down some few key important things on my notebook. Let me just drink this protein shake. So as of right now, one of the most constant things I wrote down is either we don't have liquidity to reverse off of, or there's no POI to reverse off of, and just order flow in general, right? So ideally, what could be the reason why we take a loss, right? Hypothetically, I'm taking a short. What is order flow telling me? Are we in bullish order flow or are we in bearish order flow? Okay, right? And if order flow is too strong, then okay, that clearly makes sense that there's a large amount of bearish order flow, large amount of bearish volume. We're likely going to get stopped out, and then price maybe proceeds to take profit, or we're just going to get stopped out completely from the bearish volume, right? Or another thing as well that I've been noticing is that hypothetically that POI that we expect price to reverse from is absorbed, or it's not present at all. It's not present at all, right? Let's see what else. Another thing I've also noticed is other time frame confluences that I really want to try to avoid. There was a trade that I was looking at. I don't remember what trade it was, but there was a trade that I was looking at, and it did end up respecting this 2-minute fair value gap, and that's likely why we got stopped out. Price did proceed to take profit after that, but that was the reason why we took a loss off that, because there was a large amount of bullish volume from tapping into that PD rate, which was 2-minute, and then price pushed the stop loss. I don't remember what trade it was now. And then I think that's where I left off. It's 224. Oh yeah, and then I don't know what happened with this thing, dude. It wasn't letting me so data collection loss collection view. One session. I don't know what that is. Smooth channels. And we're already checking it out. We're already here. We'll just go from here. Next loss is 219. Oh, wait, no. Next loss is going to be 224. 224. Another thing is I was kind of sleepy when I was doing this, so it's kind of like I was at the cafe and I was like falling asleep. What the fuck? No way. No way. That's pretty cool. Oh, dang, they're making it more like trading view. Okay. I'll fuck with that, bro. I'll fuck with that. Okay, let's start this off. So what's going on? We took this trade at what time? 224, 7:30. Uh-oh. I think I skipped too far. Oh, no, we're good. For the next day. Wait, what? 224? That's not right. 224. Wait, oh shit. Did I go to January? Am I in January? Why am I in May? Well, I could just. No, I can't. I don't know why I'm in May. That's so weird. Musician. Yes. Oh, that's right. February 24. Start 23 here, and then send it off. That's here, and then create the session. Then I gotta put UTC7. UTC7, and then we should get this next day. Alright, cool. Wait, before I wanted to review the other trades. Today was a no trade. We didn't find anything prominent. I want to talk about how it's very funny that if I was disciplined enough, I actually showed up. I would have been up like 1.2K. We're not even up on the account. We're down like 200, I think, which I'm not upset about, obviously. But we had we had like one loss. We had like one. Wait, did we have one? I don't remember, bro. I don't know. Would have been like up 1K on the account. I just didn't wake up for ADP, which I would have had a win. I didn't wake up for this. I was not paying attention. I was playing Clash Royale and I lost a trade here. Took a loss here. I don't even remember. I think I took a loss here. No. I didn't trade this day. So hypothetically, okay, scratch that, right? So we're up 1,000. I took a loss either Tuesday or Monday. I don't remember which day it was, but I took a loss one of these days. And one of these days were wins. So we would have had 3 wins, 1 loss, AK, meaning that we would have been up like 1.2, bro. But, because I'm a little dumb, there's something to learn from is that we need to start paying attention more to the market and not play Clash Royale. I mean, it's just 1 hour of my life, so it can't be that demanding, right? All right, 7:30. 7:30. What happened 7:30? Okay. I mean, right off the bat, we're in pretty strong bear. Oh, I remember this. I think we tried entering a long off a breaker structure. Yeah. And I think we got stopped out. I think we just got stopped out on this trade. I think it was just the amount of volume here. I mean, there's obviously a large amount of present volume. I mean, I could already tell you that we definitely pushed higher in bullish order flow than we did in bearish order flow. I mean, we pushed pretty significantly. We got stopped out by like a few ticks. The price did proceed to the area that I had expected to, the POI. Here, I think I sold, let's see. I think I put not clear for this one. I mean, yeah. I think it was just a large amount. All I could really think about is just a large amount of selling order, like a large amount of order flow. At least to me, I think that's the best explanation I could give out. I mean, we're leaving fair value gaps. The thing I liked was that we tapped into this PD array right here. Ooh, hold on, give me a sec. Right here, I would just say just clearly a large amount of bearish order flow. I can't really tell you. The thing is that this is a respected PD array, but oh, you know what? Hold on. Okay, we have this for Valley IFEG. Okay, so there likely was some limit orders here that got scooped up, and that's likely why price ended up pushing a little bit lower, maybe. So yeah, maybe we could have entered off that. Obviously, that's a different scenario though, but we're not really interested in that. But we had this fair value gap, this PD array right here, right? It got respected. So ideally, to me, this is just like, okay, large amount of bearish order flow, right? Because price eventually did proceed to my take profit. It would be way different. Losses would be a lot more different comparing to like a complete loss. Like, okay, price didn't even head anywhere that I expected it to, compared to the losses that are like, okay, price did proceed to the area that I expected it to, but we got stopped out first, right? Which happens a lot to me on this strategy. It happens a lot. You know, I can't just like move my stop loss and take profit. No, that's not gonna happen. So ideally right here I would say I'm gonna go and write this down. Where's my pen, brother? Where is my pen, brother? I just had it. Oh, you know what? I think it's like right here. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta find this. Okay. So right here I wanna probably mark out order flow because clearly we're in bearish order flow. Like we just broke structure right here. That could be a confluence, maybe a break of structure to the downside. Price retraced and price wanted to push lower, making a new lower low. I want to say liquidity absorbed, no recent high, no recent low. No, we had a POI. Okay, so obviously I'm gonna write that down. POI as well. Right, we had a point of interest that we expected price to reverse off of, right? If we did head towards stop loss, which was this IFEG, even the encroachment, right? Even the encroachment should be able to offer me, like if we tapped into just the encroachment, that would definitely tell me what it is, right? But we pushed even lower, so there's definitely a large amount of sell orders. So I want to say definitely order flow is one of the key things. We're not inside of a macro. We did have a POI, right? We did have a POI to protect us. And it's not like we rejected off these PD arrays to the point that we ended up hitting towards stop. No. I want to say probably going to be order flow and other time frame confluence. Let's check the 2 minute. Okay, so let's see. We entered this trade at 7:30. Okay. This could actually offer me something here. Yeah, we just pushed into that. Okay, what about this 2 minute fair value? Yeah, no, it's the same thing here. Pretty much the same thing. Okay, so 2 minute, I mean, it's just the same thing here. Nothing interesting. About the 3 minute. 3 minute. Okay, I have also noticed one thing. The encroachment of candle wicks. There was a trade we took earlier that is touching the encroachment and rejecting off of it. But ideally, I'm not going to go off of that because that is just bananas to go off of that. But there was a trade that we were outside of structure, completely outside of areas of liquidity. But we did have a 4-hour candle with a very large sell wick, meaning the wick was on top, but it was still like, bullish candle. And that's just an area that clearly price rejected off of. And I checked the encroachment, and I even asked AI, right? That does offer some type of reversal, some off type of reaction at least, right? Because that wick right there tells me that price was so strong enough to reject off of it. And the encroachment is likely something that reject off. So this trade, we took a loss here. Wait, where is it? Yeah, we took a loss. I'd honestly just say there's just a large amount of bearish order flow because clearly we end up like I don't want to do lower time frames. But clearly we make a low and then we manipulate something. I'm not sure exactly, but unless we have liquidity, that would be like the best scenario here. I don't want to. No, I can't really tell you much. Honestly, yeah, this is just clearly order flow and resistance, use to stop loss, 2 area resistance and support. Now, pins or things like profit resistance, use to push the stop loss. We didn't resist off anything to push the stop loss. Other time frame confluence is not really. Volume spike after the breakout. We didn't sweep any liquidity. Near liquidity. Not really. Oh, we do have liquidity down here, so price does push towards that. And that takes forever, though. Okay. Yeah, nothing too much here, but I do need to know now what type of pattern. We just had a breaker structure. I believe it was just a breaker structure with PD raise on top. Okay. Where is this? BLS. Breaker structure. Same side. Bullish flag. That's there you go. Yeah, this is just a breaker structure to the same side. Expect the price to reverse off that. Higher time frame, not yet. I don't want to use higher time frame things just yet, but hypothetically, no. I do want to check this out just to see. Yeah, we didn't reject off that. Yeah, no. All right. Yeah, that's that. Honestly, we can't really tell you much. Maybe it's the news. Maybe it's the news day. This is Monday, February 29. Monday, February 24. Monday, February 24. And what I'm honestly trying to get out of this, guys, is I want to find rules. I'm doing this because I want to build more rules, right? I want to build more rules. Maybe don't be entering when volume is spiked at this certain level or something like that. Don't be entering on a macro, other shenanigans. I want to find out what are some possible rules we can implement to avoid losses, right? I don't want to be taking a trade just because I like it. I want to be taking trade because I know it's, right? I know it's. I expect price. I don't expect, I can't predict price, but off data, price is most likely to do this, right? Better to say price has a 80% chance of doing this because that's pretty much trading. That's how you become profitable. You figure out something through data and you figure out, okay, price has a 70 to 80% chance of doing this. And it also has a 20 to 10% chance of not doing it. Very likely. Okay. This is just going to be Trump speaking, I guess. Trump speaks. We haven't had a Trump speaking in a while. Trump speaks. And what was the volatility on the 5-minute heading towards this candle? Let's check it out. We're up like 6K. I should have checked the 1-minute candles here. I think the 1-minute candles would be a little bit more broader. Alright, selling power was 26. Yeah, it's a lot. 26K. And we got stopped at a lot, so nothing to write down. Alright, cool. Going all the way to March 3rd. March number 3. March number 3. Where we at? March 3. March 3. I think it's going to be a Monday. Yep. So off data, Mondays are most likely the ones that I lose a lot. What time was this at? This was at 6:50. We took this loss. What day are we trading? We're trading ISM, all these other shenanigans. I'm gonna write down check economic calendar. So it's pretty much like a very high news day. Not a high impact, but a very large amount of news. We took the trade at 6:50 right after news. Okay, so right after news, that's one thing you could write down. 6:45. I could already tell you the trade I took. So that's already one confluence that we took this trade right after news. Could be that there was a large amount of bearish order flow present. Could, not that there is. These are liquidity. What else could it possibly be? Let's see where we're at. Okay, so there's a potential P array being formed here. We have a double bullish out of structure, right? Let's see what price did off of this. I mean, clearly we are breaking structures to the downside. So we'll write that down as well. Well, let's see what price ends up doing first. Well, let me see if there's liquidity around here first of all. I think that's one thing. The nearest area of liquidity is probably going to be this London right down here. Let's go 5 minutes. We did inverse this PD array, okay? This was the first presented for Valley Gap that we actually ended up inversing. So it just clearly shows you that you're in bearish order flow. Next prominent area of liquidity on the 5 minutes is probably going to be this area right here. Okay, 1 minute structure is telling me respect that 5 minute PD array at some point. Completely inverse that 1 minute. We have a basic structure. Yeah, so me, this looks okay. We had a fair value gap. We were in bullish order flow. We completely inversed it. We're forming a new PD array. We just broke structure. Bearish order flow is at a peak. Okay, so this is order flow. Okay, we get stopped out. We do head to take profit. 2 ticks away from take profit. Let's see what price did first of all. Okay, so price pushed in my direction first. Right, we were almost stopped out at the very beginning, but then price does proceed to take profit, and then we completely get stopped out. Very interesting. So very, very interesting. Okay, so right here, I'd say bearish order flow because price did show me a good amount of. Oh, we were literally 1 tick away from stop. No, that's just okay. So this is definitely order flow, right? We're in bearish order flow. Are we in a macro? We are inside of a macro. We are inside of a macro. Do we have something to bounce off of? No, we did not. We did not have any area or point of interest to bounce off of. That's another high time frame. Another high confluence thing. I mean, unless we look over here, we did have this low. We didn't have this PD array, right? We checked this out. It's not like I'm going to be looking at these. I'm hoping I'm not at this. But we do have this high time frame. This PD array right here, right? Price respected it. Price pushed the encroachment and bounced off of that. Okay. Wait. You know what I'm noticing actually? Check this out. On the 5 minute. What did we end up rejecting off of the 5 minute? Right? So what is this? We used a PD array, okay? This is the first presented for a value gap that got inverse, right? Meaning, this was a very strong area. We inverse it. Also on the 1 minute. We also have this PD array on the 1 minute right here. But let's pay attention to the 5 minute, right? Look how price pushed to the encroachment of that IFG. So guess what? That is actually going to end up being resistance used to stop loss. Yes, unfortunately. Take profit in the area of resistance / support. Yes, definitely. So we have that. Other time frame confluences. We need to check that out right now. Oh my god, I need to sneeze. I'm getting sick. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right, so yeah, right here we had this first presented for Valley Gap. Okay, we had this first presented for Valley Gap. They got inverse. That price actually price rejected off of it. Okay. Other time frame confluences. We don't have really any. We do just have this candlestick, but I don't want to use that just yet as a confluence. 3 minute. Nope. Just inversing this right here. So yeah, I would say our best scenario is okay. We rejected off this 5-minute PD array, which is this first presented fair value that got inverse, and then price proceeded to take profit. So take profit in area of resistance slash support. This is resistance, right? Price rejected it and pushes to stop loss, right? We get stopped out off of this, meaning that there was a large amount of limit orders here, okay? Sellers took over, right? We're already in bearish order flow. Sellers taking over with this, that's clearly, okay, cool. That's very risky, right? I need to sneeze. Oh, I don't know why I'm getting sick. Alright, so that's that. We're not inside of a macro. Oh, we are inside of a macro, actually, so I guess we could write that down. But is that really something futile? Where's my pen at, bruv? Oh, there it is. We'll write it down. We're inside of a macro. Okay, we're inside of a macro. Or we're entering a macro, better said. We did not have a point of interest. Well, you know what? We kind of did. I mean, we bounced off the encroachment. Price did respect, but then we had. So, yeah. Clearly, to me, this looks like what? Price pushed into an area of support, then pushed back into an area of resistance, and then price pushes back into an area of support again. So, let's see what price does off this. Price pushes even lower, sweeps liquidity. I don't know what liquidity this is. I think this was a 5-minute low under this PD arrays. Sweeps liquidity, pushes back to this area of resistance. So definitely you could also say there was definitely near liquidity because price ends up sweeping that liquidity. And yeah, I mean, we don't really have any other time for confluences. Yeah, that's literally it. That's literally it. All right. That being said, what day is this? This is a ISM. I think I just wrote down check economic calendar. Let me just make sure. Yeah, and then what type of volume were we at? Right. On the 5-minute before we entered this trade, we were at 42K. I mean, I doubt it has anything to do with the 5-minute volume. So maybe when I start reviewing this all over again one by one, I'll probably check out the 1-minute volume. This was a simple double bearish candle pattern. A double bearish candle pattern. I also want to kind of write down that yeah, I remember how to do it. That resistance that support that we got was kind of absorbed to the point it wasn't strong enough. I mean, we basically ended up hitting take profit in the way, right? We were one tick away. So this is just unlucky, but it's also not really unlucky because we had that area, right? But that being said, okay, this is a double bearish candle PA. Double bearish candle PA, and that being said, okay, we're going to continue the next one, which is 310. I think that's next week. Let's see, 310. If it's a Monday again, I think it's going to be a Monday again. Check it out. It's a Monday again. Maybe Mondays are not optimal for me to trade, man. Monday, we have a... Time we took that trade. 7:35, we took this trade. 7:10, went short trading. No News Monday. It's a No News Monday. That's very important to write down because I know a lot of people that do not trade No News Mondays because of how whack they are. No News Monday. Checking time calendar. Oh wait, I'm supposed to have this trade. What did we end up reversing? What did we end up taking profit on? That's 7:30. It's 7 in the morning, 7:35. We took this trade. Looks like I went off a double bullish pattern. Then again, this looks like we ended up bouncing. Okay. I think we're just in a large amount of bearish order flow here at this point. So right off the bat, I can tell you, any trade that goes in my area, right? Any trade that goes towards my, well, let's see, actually. Let's look at the versus from this on. She's back. There you go. Right, we entered off a break of structure. I'm supposing to the same side. Yeah, we did. Okay. We had a double PA pattern. We had a break of structure. All these other shenanigans. Is there liquidity here? Okay, let's look for maybe a candle wick. Okay, we're in all-time lows here. Oh my gosh, we're in all-time lows here. Oh my gosh, jeez. Okay, watch this. Very large sell wick, right? Check that out. Holy shit. Holy shit. Check it out. What did I say? Not a confluence to why this trade actually didn't end up working out. That's actually very high confluence, right? We bounced off the encroachments of this PD array, right? Did we retest off of it? I'm not sure. I just want to write this down because that is very interesting. I've never seen that before. 50% of a candle wick, right? It's not a reason why we got stopped out, but could be a reason that we could be looking for a potential reverse. Okay, it's very interesting how price ends up respecting this area. But here I would just say, wait, what the fuck? I would say your area of resistance got absorbed. That's one thing. Macro. We're not inside of a macro. I mean, clearly, if we get stopped out by this, it's just that we're in bearish order flow. So what price does? Okay, price revisits. So we did push up. Then price revisits again. Then we see price. Yeah, so price revisits again and goes completely towards my take profit, but then pushes back to stop loss. So we had a PD array, right? So two things. Okay. We had this PD array on the 1 minute, right? So it looks like we had that liquidity absorbed, right? Price did push back. So if we entered off the next candle, we would have ended up hitting take profit. So right here, it's just that liquidity got absorbed, pushed back to this encroachment. Then we completely rejected off of that again, and then we pushed back down. We respected this PD array on the 1 minute. Price pushed back down to the area of resistance, support again. So that clearly tells me, I would probably say bearish order flow, right? And we left a fair value gap. We're leaving several fair value gaps above. We just broke structure on the 1 minute. I would say that we're in bearish order flow. I think something I've been noticing a lot too is that these trades are sometimes out of structure. Okay. One thing I've been noticing a lot is that these trades that we take losses on are out of structure. But so yeah, bearish order flow. We're not inside of a macro. That liquidity, aka this encroachment, was absorbed. We push back up. How do we know it was absorbed? Because we push back down and we end up pushing back up. Okay. Clearly, we absorbed it. Okay. Near liquidity, not really. Let's go that. Yeah, not really. We're not gonna just ignore that. Volume spike after this being formed. Pretty much we kind of started pushing bullish in a way, right? We kind of started pushing very bullish. How do we react off the encroachment, right? That's something very important to know. So we pushed into the encroachment, price started resisting. We had these PD rays. I'm not paying attention to the 1 second, obviously, but I would say, hmm, hmm. Yeah, bearish order flow. Bearish order flow because guess what? If that was enough liquidity, price would completely inverse this. We push lower, and then price ends up pushing back up. Okay, so that's definitely that. Other time frame confluence resistance. Use this push to stop loss. We did use that 1 minute time frame. 1 minute time frame for value gap. TPN area of resistance / support. Yes. Not ideal though, because guess what? We would have ended up hitting take profit and then way of this, right? It's not like it's the first presented PD array either. So yeah, that's that. That's good. Okay, yeah, check that out. Price pushes lower, and then we see price completely reject back up after that. Something to know. Okay, right? Clearly, my point of interest was right. Just got stopped out before price reversed to that area, which is very important, right? That's pretty much it. Yeah, fuck. I'm tired. From Discord. Are we letting a Puerto Rican from the Bronx hits? What the hell? Where's this kid talking? Nothing to return. I'm trying to get my neighbor's house. I'm trying to get my neighbor's. Alright, yeah, so we just had bearish order flow. Other time frame confluences, probably would not want to look at that. But if we do look, we have this 2 minute for value at the pressures respects. 3 minute, we do have this PD array. Price definitely did want to retrace that, and then 5 minute, obviously, we just had. So right here, yeah, I would just say bearish order flow. So yet again, do we see the problem is that we're pretty much in bearish order flow, right? I can't wait to compare this to the wins, and I pray to God that I'm able to see something different. We're gonna pay attention right now. Sorry guys, these videos have just been a little bit difficult to make, mainly because my brother just moved in, so it's very awkward. Anyways, what is this? A double bearish pattern. Yet again, another double bearish pattern. Double bearish. So one thing I've been noticing, double bearish pattern, is that these double flags have been failing a lot. Right? It's not like I could take a long. It's not like I could take a short, right? Or you know what? Maybe I could have taken a short. Who knows? Right? I actually could have ended up taking. No, I would have been stopped out. Clearly shows. Okay, wait. Let's see what price did first. Actually. Okay, never mind. So it looks like price did end up pushing towards my take profit. If I were to enter shorts, stop loss. Just not ideal, in my opinion. Don't. Okay, maybe that's a hypothetical scenario. Maybe we gotta generally look back at every single trade that we take a loss off these PA patterns. See if it's actually the other way that we should be trying to confluence this. Next day, please. What was the volatility on the 5 minute line towards this? 28K. 20. There's definitely a large amount of volatility. Alright, next, please. Enter a losing streak. 317.25. 317.25. Okay, yet again, another Monday. That was a loss. 7:45. Okay, right here, it looks like we entered off of. What the fuck did I enter off of? Kind of confused. So let's screenshot here. Is this the 1 minute? Am I looking at the 1 minute? These are not the same. Friday, March 1st. What I put it was. Oh no. I may have just messed up, guys. Yeah, this is Friday, March. Okay, this is Friday, March 14. I don't know why I put it as that. Okay. I'm looking at this, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm really hoping I did not mess this up. Because that would really be bad. What day is this? It had to be movement or shit, some point. Tuesday. Okay, cool. So we didn't check a trade on Monday. Okay, cool. Perfect. That makes things a little bit easier. So we're looking at Friday, March 14. Right, there we go. Skibidi toilet. Go. Okay, then we have a gap or something? What's going on? Wasn't that? Wait, what? No. Oh, wait, what? No. I don't want to know what market did. Okay, there we go. Going 745. What the fuck is this price action, bro? Star as price action. Okay, it looks like we entered off this double bearish pattern. We do have liquidity. Swing high just sticking out there. 7 a.m. Is that a news data? If that's a news data, that would be amazing. It's not a news data. If it was news data, it would be even more confidence, but it's just a random swing high. Okay. That being said, I could already tell you I definitely took a short off this. Do want to see a price action end up putting to stop loss or take profit. So obviously one of these are going to be good. I guess my confluence was this PD right down here, and we were out of structure. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. And we gotta find this last double yet again. Look at that double PA pattern, right? Slash bounce. So there is no break of structure. Okay, on this one there is no break of structure. Besides this, we're out of structure. Okay, so ideally I've been noticing without this break of structure confidence, it's actually been a little bit hesitant. Okay, right off the bat, what are we in? Well, short flow. We just ended up inversing this right here. Okay, let's see if price ends up pushing to this IFEG and rejects off of that. Would be a great reason why price would actually end up stopping us out here. Let's see what price does here. Unless we just can't immediately stop that. Okay, what's going on over here? Well, it looks like price ended up inversing but disrespecting this IFEG. Then we see price now push off the newly formed. Well, we don't really use that actually, but so we see price now pushes. Did we? Okay, there's liquidity here. 705, and then we also have this PD array. I would love to see price reject off this right now. That would be ultimate. That would be great. Oh, so it looks like that liquidity is being absorbed right now and consumed. Price fills the imbalance. Continues higher. Yep. So it looks like there was liquidity touched, encroachment absorbed, disrespected, being fighters and bears. I mean bullers. Bulls and bears fighting right here for custody. Um, hmm. So I lost my pencil again. So I could definitely tell you we weren't in order flow, right? We were in bullish order flow because when we oh my god. Okay. We were in bullish order flow. Clearly there was enough liquidity somewhere here. Likely filling this PD right here, right? I just realized this is an order block right here. Okay. Okay, that's very important to know. We did have a point of interest that price could reject off of. It'd be great if we see price actually. Okay, so hold on, two things. Liquidity absorbed. We have liquidity right here, right? So we can't mark it out as that. We haven't broken structure to the upside yet. We ended up inversing this and completely validating this. So definitely order flow, okay? Ideally, I'm looking at this, okay. We disrespected this first presented PD array, which is this first presented fair value gap. Or you know what, actually? No, yeah, you're right. So yeah. So two things I want to know. Price inverses this, respects the second one, completely disrespects this, pushes up, close above it. Right? We even have a technical CISD, right? We break structure. Could we use CISD as confluence? That is CISD as confluence. Could we use that? Right? If I were to use CISD as confluence, yes, we had a low, we swept it, we completely closed above that. Okay? So we're going to start that as well. We completely closed above. Yeah, so I would say we're in bullish order flow here. Yeah, I would just say bullish order flow. That's clearly bullish order flow. We have CISD, we swept this low, close above that down close candle. Then we see a new for value at foreign price, sweeps out liquidity, respects that fair. Yeah, bullish order flow, dude. We're really eyeing out every little thing here, right? We even have limit orders up here, but that's all I can really think about it. So this is just manipulation right here. Out of structure, not really. Volume spike. Other time from confidence. Let's check it out. We did respect this 2-minute PD array. Pressure pushing back up. Oh, check that out. Okay. Wait. That makes no sense. My entry was somewhere in here. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, so yeah, price respected the PD array. Okay, so one thing I want to note is to it, we did push. Okay, so this is considered other time frame confluences. Because guess what? The 2-minute bounced off this PD array, and now we're seeing bull short go off of that. Again, other time frame confluence. Well, okay, 3 minutes showing me that we're actually, respecting these PD arrays. So yeah, other time frame confluences. There you go. We're nearing liquidity, kind of. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it here. I gotta wake up for market open tomorrow at 6 a.m. I gotta still read my Bible. I want to make sure I read my Bible. I still have energy for Bible. So that being said, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow on these patterns that we're writing out. I just want to say, guys, keep fucking going, bro. Because I don't know when, but at some point in my life, okay, I'm gonna look back at this and I'll be like, I did that shit, bro. I did that shit. And people told me I couldn't, but I still went. I still went on full force, regardless of what people told me. Because guess what? It's my life. But, amen. See you guys tomorrow. God bless you guys.